Hello.
Hello and welcome to Streambox. I am your host, Chris Can. Thank you very much for joining us here on this Tuesday. And if it's not a Tuesday where you're watching, this is the benefit of YouTube, isn't it? And streaming platforms as a whole, is that we have these wonderful gifts of being able to watch what we want, when we want, where we want. So as they say, do not look a gift horse in the mouth, and that is what I'm trying to provide, is information so that we don't waste our viewing time, so that we can watch TV shows that we like, or films that we enjoy, or even documentaries that entertain us. And in the future videos, we will be talking about the best platforms that are available. We are going to talk about something new today. It is Luther the Fallen Son. Now, Luther is not new as a TV show, but the movie is, and the movie is coming out soon, so that interests me. So I said, what I'll do is I'll watch back the TV show Luther, which came out in 2009, if I'm not sure, or 2010, it's one or the other. Well, I'll double check and I'll put it on the screen. But it is a TV show about a police officer called John Luther, who is played by Idris Elba. Now, Idris Elba is a phenomenon at the moment. He is everywhere. He's in everything. He's in Marvel, he's in DC, he's in cartoons, he's in TV shows, he's in England, he's in America. He's just working all over the place. And I mean, he has been working for years. And he's probably in TV shows that you didn't even know he was in. And you're watching them and going, no way, is that same dude? And it is the same dude. Yes. So here on Streambox today, we are going to talk about Luther, the TV show, and then follow it up and say if it is a love it or leave it. So that's what the segment is today. We're going to love it or we're going to leave it. Nah, not for me. But whoop, we'll wait till the end and reveal that one. Listen, thanks very much for joining us here on Streambox. Let's get started. Let's start off with the lead actor, Idris Elba. He is a phenomenal. Not gonna lie, he is in so much stuff at the moment and before that I didn't even know. When I start researching into this man, oh my god, the amount of work he has done. There's TV shows and films you didn't even know it's him in them. One of them that you probably have seen or most people have heard about is The Wire. Now he is in The Wire as the second sort of commander to the drug baron. That is the villain and the antagonist in the TV show. I didn't even know it was Idris Elba. Like, he is got a playing range that is as big as a house. As big as a house. Now, I'm not going to lie, his dramatic side of being angry and going to aggression is definitely stronger than his tearful side. But that does not mean that he doesn't have it in him. There's a moment in this TV show Luther where he is at the very, very first episode. And this is what really sets up his whole character. Is that he is chasing down this villain that is capturing young girls, putting them in boxes and sealing them in walls. Now, that's a pretty dark person to be chasing down. So that has its own effect on anyone as a police officer. But there's a moment where he is at the very, very start of it. And this is what really develops his character and how his character is launched off. Especially to us on the screen as viewers. Is he is in a moment where he's over the villain. The villain is hanging on a bar and he's trying to get the information out of him of where the girl is. The latest girl that he has in a wall. So he gets the information out of him in the end. And he's still hanging. And he can't bring himself to save him. But yet everything inside him is telling him, because he really is a good person, to save this man. But yet he has known the crimes he's committed. And he knows that if he gets out or he gets off for anything, that he will probably go and do the same thing. But yet he wants to save him, but he can't. So in the end, he lets him fall and he goes into this downturn of a broken man. Yeah, a really broken man that they can't seem to get out of this. So he has a traumatic breakdown in himself as a character. Now, they don't play a lot on it. They do. They use about, 2 minutes, I'd say, of footage of him just being in a I think it's a mental institute or a rehab center where he's trying to get over the aspect of what he does. And then next minute he's back on the police force. He comes back in after a couple of months and they talk about it. And this is all happens in the first episode. So, and it also happens in the first 15 minutes of the show. So there's so much information just packed into this little bit, but they need it for the character, because this is Luther in as a whole. This is John Luther. DCI John Luther is a broken character.
So, what? I've got myself together, all right? I'm back, and I feel great. I'm good. You know.
What's wrong, babe?
Oh, nothing's wrong. I'm just on my way to a meeting, that's all.
So, he's back.
From outer space.
You do know the man is nitroglycerin.
Jesus Christ, what are you doing?
Forget the rule book. Change the state of play.
And that is the aspect that we want to follow because of his mind, because he's this super detective that can solve and he sees things quite like a Sherlock Holmes character that also has a broken side, but in a more modern setting. So Idris Elba has been playing characters for so long that he has now ventured into the aspect of doing voiceover work. He even plays cartoon characters. He was even Knuckles in the new Sonic 2. So he has a broad range, but it still comes back to his dramatic side. And where he is in Luther definitely sums up how he is as an actor, for me anyway.
This is my home. No! 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 Somebody no! Why would you do that? Why? Come on! Why?
Luther in the first episode, the first case that he has is for a call out to a house where a husband and wife have been murdered. Both of them being gunned down, and so is the dog. Dog is dead on the way in. Anyone that loves dogs and hates to see them die in a movie or a TV show, I completely understand. It's a wretched moment. But the dog is there. You can sort of see it's a plastic dog or a mold, and it doesn't really affect you as much because we didn't build any emotional connection to the dog. So he goes, he finds these parents dead, and he finds the daughter, and she is there crying. There's blood all over her hands, and she's like, I don't know, I came back from the shops, and oh my god, my parents are dead. Now the daughter is played by Ruth Wilson, who is an English actress, and she is a definitely upcoming over the last couple of years, but she has I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is about her, but she has this range of craziness in her where you just don't know whether to love her or run the other way, because she is terrifying. And Luther plays against her in this opening, I suppose, this opening whole episode. It's him and her playing off each other, and they do a wonderful job. Idris and Ruth are excellent together. When they're on screen, you just don't know whether they're going to fight or the other F. Yes, that's right. You're just like, whoa, it's tense. It's tense. So she becomes the main antagonist in this whole journey of Luther from episode 1 to 2, and brings out how his character is. It shows us who Luther is really, how he can see that she has committed this murder.
Because I wanted to tell you that I know you kept the gun, and sooner or later I'll find it.
Well, why would I do that?
Oh, you just couldn't help yourself, could you?
Now, she's as smart as him in this. Ruth Wilson's character is as conniving but as intelligent, and she's a sociopath. So she's very, very aware. She's like a super smart child. I was sent to like college at 14 and so forth. But she hates her parents because of the way they treated her, and we can all see that she did it. So episode 1 is Ruth did it. Right? Ruth didn't do it, her character did it. But the whole aspect of Luther expands from there. The show goes on a run of murder mysteries, but not in the same sense of Sherlock Holmes murder mysteries. They're much more in your face, they're much more violent, and they're much more I suppose, grounding and fearful of what people can be, the dark side of life, and how crime really is that bad that we ignore it. We don't actually see how bad people can be, and this show does portray people very bad in a bad light, but it also portrays the struggles that we have as a good person to defend the right of others or to try bring the villains to justice. And Luther, through the whole first season, goes through these motions. Now, he has to fight everything from... Well, he's not fighting it, sorry. It's not a Marvel movie. Wow!
I want you to remember something when you get out of jail, pal. The old people around here are my friends.
So in the third episode, we are greeted by this very dark character who kidnaps a woman from her house and leaves the baby in the living room. Now that's quite a disturbing moment, and the scene is quite disturbing. And then in the fourth episode, we are greeted by another woman being found, these girls being found in the park, just laid up and so forth. So it's a lot of violence and darkness in regards to the way people are in the world. If you really like crime dramas, this one is definitely for you. Now, I didn't know if I was going to like it or if I was going to give it an episode or two and move on, but I am on to season 2 and I am loving it. It is definitely not leave it. It is not a leave it. It is a love it. And I love the way Idris Elba plays Luther. I love the character and the character development, especially into season 2. A very traumatic thing happens at the end of season 1, which sort of changes his character in season 2, and we can notice that change, especially within the first couple of episodes. I'm only about 3 episodes into season 2. Now, season 2 is very short, but it goes on for 6 seasons, so it's well worth a watch, and I am really going to pound through it so I can get to the movie and see what the film is all about. But I believe if the film is done anywhere in regards to the same way the TV show, and they keep that significance, character development, and the connection between the other officers and Luther's character throughout the show, and how they grow and how they find distrust in Luther, and how some of them trust him more than others, even though he does his activities of work in a more off-centered way. He wouldn't be always following the rules, which is a great thing about his character, because sometimes in life not everything is as black and white as we see things. There is a lot of gray areas, especially when it comes to crime and murder, and how you would deal with something as a normal human being if it happened to you, or if you were in that situation. And they approach that very well in the TV show. So as a whole, I would think that Luther as a TV show is probably one of the best things you can watch at the moment, especially because TV shows are very, very, very hard to give good solid story at the moment. Well, I believe so. I don't think there's anything out there that's really grabbing my attention. Now, I'm going to keep looking for you, and I'm going to try bring you the best that I can for you to watch at the present time. But for me, if you're looking for something to get your teeth stuck into and that has a good expansion of episodes, so that you're not watching 1 or 2 here, you can watch a good bunch of them over a period of time that keeps you engrossed, and you follow the journey of the character along the way, and you grow to love him or hate him, and grow to love the other characters and hate them throughout the show. It is one for you.
I'm coming for you.
Not if I come for you first.
I'm going to wrap this up now. For me, Luther is definitely a 4 out of 5 PBs. It is well worth a watch. It's entertaining. It's got great actors in it. It's got top solid performances. Plus, it also has a great storyline. So if you are definitely not sure of what to watch, Luther is one to put on your list. Give the first episode or 2 a watch. I know I probably gave you a lot more information than you wanted for the first episode, but it gives you a nice insight into what's going on and how the show is and how it progresses. So hopefully it caught your attention, and I really hope you enjoyed it. Listen, thanks so much for staying with us today. We are Streambox. If you're enjoying what we're doing, do subscribe, hit that bell button, give us an L thumbs up, and if you feel like sharing it, that would be amazing. But I'd love if you'd comment down below. Let me know if you've seen Luther, or if you're looking forward to seeing the movie when it comes out. These are things I'd love to chat about in the comments. So thank you very much for watching Streambox. I'm Chris Can. Have a great week.
Streambox, oh Streambox, the place where all your streams can come through. Oh, yes, it's through Streambox we review, but we do it all for you. Streambox, that's you.